Welcome to the Midnight Archivist, where forgotten tales of the past awaken. Tonight we journey to a small village in the heart of Kent. So relax, close your eyes, and let the shadows guide you through the eerie tale of the Highwayman of Pluckley. We walk the quiet, misty lanes of Pluckley, one of the most haunted places in England. In this peaceful village, something lingers in the air, something ancient, something restless. And in the deep, silent woods, there is a story of a highwayman who never truly left. A man whose spirit still haunts these roads, forever waiting. Pluckley, with its dark lanes, dense woods and ancient trees, was the perfect place for a highwayman to make his mark. It was during the days of the 17th and 18th centuries when travelling the roads between London and the south coast was dangerous, especially in the dead of night. People often found themselves on these roads alone, vulnerable. In the misty depths of Pluckley, a notorious highwayman made his home. He was a man cloaked in darkness, blending into the shadows of the village. Unlike other thieves, this one didn't roam the roads in plain sight. No, his hideout was much darker, more sinister. He would wait deep in the woods, his eyes following the travellers as they made their way down the winding roads. And when the fog rolled in, thick and heavy, swallowing the path ahead, he would emerge. Can you feel it? The chill in the air, the weight of the fog that presses in close, making the world seem smaller, darker. The road is narrow now, surrounded by trees that seem to whisper with the wind. Can you hear it? The soft clip, clop of hooves in the distance. So close, yet just out of sight. The legend goes that the highwayman's favourite haunt was the Pluckley Woods, a place full of ancient trees, twisted and crooked with age. Some say that in the dark woods there's an old oak tree, its branches stretching wide like arms reaching into the sky. The highwayman would climb high into the tree, hidden from sight, and wait for someone to pass by. And when they did, they would hear the faintest sound, the clopping of hooves in the distance. They would look around, but the road would be empty. And then, as the mist grew thicker, they would feel the cold chill of eyes on them, watching, waiting. But when they turned, there was no one there. Some say the highwayman had been caught many years ago, his life brought to a tragic end, hanged for his crimes, but his spirit, his restless soul, would never leave the Pluckley Woods. And so, every night, when the fog rolled in, the ghost of the highwayman would return to his tree, forever bound to the place where he met his end. Do you hear it now? The creak of a branch in the wind, the faint rustle of a coat, the softest sound of metal, the ghostly footsteps of a man who never walked free again. On certain nights, if you were to walk the winding lanes of Pluckley, you might feel the presence of something, someone nearby. The fog wraps around you thick and heavy, and the path ahead becomes unclear, as if the very road is changing, leading you into something ancient, something long forgotten. But you must be careful, because they say the highwayman's ghost still waits, still watches, and if you find yourself in Pluckley Woods where the shadows are deepest, you might hear the sound of hooves again, closer now, always closer, but never quite within reach. Can you feel it? The air growing colder, the sound of hooves soft but insistent, drawing closer with every step you take, and then, suddenly, there's nothing. Only the sound of wind and the creaking branches above, The highwayman watches from the shadows. The mist carries his spirit, lingering like a memory that will never fade. He waits for someone, anyone, to cross his path, to be the next to pass through the fog and into the grip of his past. But don't be afraid, traveller. Let the night take you now. Let the road behind you fade and the journey ahead be peaceful, quiet. When the morning light touches Pluckley, the village will seem untouched, the woods as calm as ever. But remember, as you walk the lanes, as you feel the quiet around you, that the highwayman's ghost never rests. His spirit still waits in the trees, in the fog, in the quiet. And so, dear listener, the mist of Pluckley fades and the ghost of the highwayman returns to his shadows, awaiting the next traveller on the road. Thank you for joining me tonight. May the echoes of forgotten tales follow you softly as you drift into sleep. And remember, the past never truly fades. It lingers quietly in the dark corners of the world and into your dreams. Good night.